I'm going to show you guys how to get your iron up for those who are iron deficient. If you don't eat meat like me, then most likely you're low on iron or anemic. And a way to get your iron up could be by taking herbs. So one of the main herbs I like to use is yellow dock. It's high in iron, as well as nettle. Nettle leaf is high in iron as well. Those are going to be my main herbs, and my catalyst herbs or my supporting herbs are going to be dandelion root and raspberry leaf. A little bit more about nettle leaf. It has vitamins A, C, and K. It also has calcium and magnesium, and it also has amino acids. A little bit more about dandelion root. It's a traditional remedy that our ancestors would use back in the day to treat anemia. It also is great for digestion, liver function, your gallbladder, and the leaves actually are more beneficial if you're trying to treat anemia because they have double the amount of iron than spinach does. A little bit more about raspberry leaf. Not only is it great for those who are suffering from anemia, but it's also rich in vitamins A, B, C, and E. It also has plenty of magnesium, calcium, potassium, and zinc, and it's rich in antioxidants as well. So it'll protect your cells against damage. And usually this is used for women who have uterine issues or just want to have a healthy uterus. But it's also great for men because it helps the prostate. It supports the prostate and it increases testosterone. All right, let's get started. I like to use fresh spring water. Glass is always better than plastic because there's lots of microplastics inside of plastic bottled waters. And I'm just gonna fill up my teapot here. And we're gonna wanna get it started. And I'm gonna start with yellow dock because that's my main herb. The yellow dock because it's very potent, it's very strong, it's very bitter. So anytime you have a root like this, you're gonna want to decoct it. I'm doing a decoction of the yellow dock because it grows below the ground. Anything that's a root like this that grows below the ground, you're gonna want to do a decoction on it. You're gonna want to boil it hard in order to get all of the constituents from the plant. Dandelion is also a root, so this is gonna be decocted as well. All right, so I'm gonna do 1 tablespoon of yellow dock. One tablespoon of dandelion roots. And I'll just let those decoct. I'm making a decoction of those because they're the root. They grow below the ground, so they need to be boiled hard in order to get the constituents from the plants. Anything that grows below ground is going to need to be boiled hard in order to extract those constituents from the plants. Anything that grows above ground, like the raspberry leaf and the nettle leaf, is going to be infused. I'm going to turn off the stove and I'm going to let it sit in with the rest of the plants in order for that to extract. So we're just gonna let that boil. We want to boil it as long as possible. The longer the better, because the longer you boil it, the more nutrients, the more vitamins that you're getting from the plants. Here's my little herbal apothecary. You can see I've got a few herbs in here, quite a few. And a couple tinctures, the ashwagandha over there. A dandelion root, alcohol free is better when you're doing tinctures. I'm going to show you guys how to make tinctures as well. Tinctures are more potent, so it's going to be like having the tea times 10. It's going to get into your bloodstream a lot faster, and you're going to not have to boil the tea, take as much time, you know, to boil the tea. You'll just get it faster. You can take a couple of drops in your water, or you can just take it as is. So a few of the herbs I have here, I have some hibiscus, very good for the blood, for cleansing the blood. I've got some chamomile. Chamomile is great for the uterus. I've got some damiana, so those who need a little aphrodisiac, damiana, that's it. I got some soursop leaves over here. That's great for cancer. I've also got some cramp bark over here. This is an anti-spasmodic, so those who are suffering from cramps, not only period cramps, but also if you work out a lot and you get a cramp in your leg or elsewhere, cramp bark will assist you with that. And hard. Here's a little fun fact. Back in the day, our ancestors never used to measure anything or do an infusion versus a decoction and mix everything. Afterwards, they would just throw everything in a pot and call it a day. All right, now I have taken out the herbs that I decocted, the roots, and I'm gonna go ahead and add the leaves now. And now I'm gonna do a tablespoon also of nettle. And a tablespoon of raspberry. And as you can see, I've taken out the herbs from here that I decocted so that there will be more space for the herbs, for the leaves, so they can just sit in there. And now they're going to steep. Once your herbs are finished steeping and it's cooled down, you can place it into a mason jar and store it in the fridge. Also, you guys, if you don't have a teapot like mine's that comes with a strainer, you can also boil them hard in a regular pot and just use a strainer.